Hello, guys and girls. Can you answer me a question? Are we in a theater for Shakespeare show, or I'm still in CF Day? Okay, still CF Day, because here is the talk. So I'm Dr. Gao. I'm the co-founder and the CEO of FiveTwenty. Today, I'm going to talk about Vault and Credhub better together. So this talk actually is supposed to be co-presented by me and Dennis Bio, but unfortunately, due to some personal reasons, he cannot make it today. He is actually the main contributor and the content producer. But if you find anything funny or humor in this talk, that's my contribution. So this is the agenda of the talk. I want to talk about being brave first, and then we'll go through BOSH manifest, the easy BOSH, and the Credhub, Vault, and then how they are better together. Then we have our favorite quote from one of our clients. I'm very brave to give talks. As you can see in the past, I have given several talks at different events. However, I'm not brave enough to give a live demo like Raymond Long did in the morning. So I'm going to use a screenshot in this talk to show you the half live demo. Let's take a look for BOSH and manifest first. I love YAML, but there is a but. When it becomes longer than Chinese history, my love changed. So this is a very small footprint CF manifest YAML. You can see it's like thousands of lines, lots of patents. Even I'm a doctor, I lost patents very quick when looking at this. But there is a good news. So Dennis Bell, famous quote, now you hear it, the only thing better than YAML is less YAML. So what we have here, you can see it's a 27-line YAML configuration. It's enough for you to define things that matter to you, differentiate this from either a template or any other environment. So basically, with this, you can define all the things you care in a limited number of line of YAML. Then all the features here basically is another YAML file, then it will get merged. So in this half-live demo, we're going to use a Postgres deployment as an example because it's very simple, and we love Postgres. So here you can see operations. Under operations is any feature file you want to apply in your manifest. And then Postgres is a template from the GitHub, the open source project. Then this demo.yaml is the specific deployment today. Basically, you can configure specific configure in this file. Then when you run Genesis deploy demo, it will basically pull all the YAML files and then render the generate that super long manifest and then deploy for you. So for those who don't know what Genesis is, an open source tool we write to help you deploy, build, manage multiple CF BOSH deployments. And then first, let's take a look if we just use Credhub to deploy things, how it looks. Okay. So Genesis is a little tiny, but I hope you still can see. So Genesis Postgres demo deploy is going to create a manifest and then go to deploy. Then you can see here, it will create an instance and deploy successfully. Imagine this is live demo. And then we actually can get this credential from Credhub. So just remember, see the value here, the password. Just keep in mind what that value is because later we're going to change it. Well, it's a demo. I don't care. You know the password. So now we can log in this, show it works. Now, we need to make a change, like to see how this Credhub manage like secret change, rotation, and all that. One of the easy ways is just delete it. When you delete it, when you redeploy, it will generate a new one, right? But when you go to deploy, you can see it didn't tell you. It's nothing show the change. But when you go really deploy, you see the instance is being updated. So like, am I crazy? Something changed or not changed? And then afterwards, you can always tell the truth. You get the value again. Yes, the password indeed changed, and you can use the new password to log in. But this bugs us. If something changed, I want to know before I do that thing. I don't want to deploy a thing, it changed, but it didn't show. Or I don't want to deploy a thing, it didn't change, but it shows change. So in order to, so the issue is, I want it to show, if it does change, it needs to show. Another thing is, imagine if you have some expiration cert, in your Credhub, you go to deploy, you don't know, and then it applied, and then you're like, what's going on, right? And another thing is, in the CF ecosystem, you don't only have self-generated cert and secrets, right? You may also have things for your HA proxy, what those corporate secrets certification. So Credhub also make that hard to manage in this situation. We also know the common practice is we use the Credhub inside the BOSH director to deploy CF or anything that deployed by that BOSH. And then you will have a chicken egg problem. So where you put that credential for your first BOSH, right? So in order to solve all those issues, we are thinking about a vault. Lots of centralized enterprise vault used by many organizations, we know that. But even you don't use that, there is an open source version. You can easily BOSH deploy, easy BOSH deploy a HA vault to use for all your deployment. You can see how Benjamin's talk get into people's head. I already said easy BOSH many, many times. And the vault also have those advanced security features like RBAC namespace. It allows you like actually control access like based on path and the namespace and all that. Also, you can use it to hold the initial secrets when you bootstrap your first BOSH director. And in addition, we also have lots of open source tools to make things easier around this. For example, secret generation and rotation, which we will show you actually through this half-live demo in the example. And then it will directly integrate to manifest. This is due to Spruce. Like this morning, Long mentioned early days SPIF, but now we have Spruce. It is better than SPIF. Validation, okay. Whoever wrote SPIF, sorry, no mean to hurt your feelings. Validation of secrets prior to deploy. Or maybe when record is released, can cut that part off, thank you. It also can, Genesis is also a tool can help you manage the secret life cycle. So now, let's use Credhub still as the base for deployment, but we're going to vaultify it. By vaultify, I mean basically use Credhub and Vault together. Vault will become your single source of truth to manage credentials for all your deployment. Then for each deployment, it also still uses that BOSH director to, the Credhub in that BOSH director to deal with that one. So in order to achieve that, the work we need to do actually is very easy. Remember the short line of YAML files that I love? We just need to add this line. If you look line 14, say, hey, I'm going to vaultify it true. So when you enable this, Genesis will be smart enough knowing I'm using Vault as my secret management tool, and I'm going to validate your definition on secrets to do magic. So for example, if you run Genesis, this is the deployment name, check secrets, it knows to validate the definition in the manifest what secrets you're supposed to have. But here you can see it doesn't, it's missing, right? Because it's in Credhub, it's not in Vault. How we solve that issue? So we can add secrets. And then when we add a flag here, say import, it will know to grab those credentials from Credhub to Vault. Now, after it added to Vault, you check secrets again. You see none of the secrets are missing. But there is a warning. We'll talk about this later. So it can detect what is not done right when you use Vault as your secret management tool. So now, so we can still deploy it without fixing this warning, and then later on we are going to fix it. So as you can see, if I run deploy again, all the variable stuff is removed because we are not using Credhub anymore. But as you also can see, your favorite secret is shown to everyone here. We solved one issue, and we introduced another issue. That's very common. But we don't stop right there. This is where engineers come to shiny. We're going to solve it to better. So, OK, true story, better together. So what we do is we're going to entombing the secrets into Credhub to enhance security so we don't show credentials when you deploy. So the way it works is any credential involved is a name or key, and then it will map to this here. And the signature actually is a hash that will generate based on the path and the content. So even you have the same secret like at a different path, it will have a different signature. So that's how it differentiates the credentials here. So after that, if you do a deploy again, you will see your new password change become this identifier in the Credhub, not the credential anymore. So I need a new one. It's hidden. Then you deploy. I want to point out here, see, you deploy, nothing really changed, right? That's because you just copy the things from, so basically it was in Credhub, then we copy to Vault. You only need to do it once. That's assuming you are not using Vault from beginning, so you have to do it if you already have something. But the day two stuff is like every time you deploy, it actually copy from Vault to Credhub. So in this case, we didn't change that value, so it didn't say anything changed because you are just copying things around. That's also go back to why Vault is the source of truth. If you modify anything, you modify your Vault, then each time you deploy, it will copy over to Credhub, then do the deploy. So here, earlier we see there is a warning when we deploy, right? Genesis also have a command line to help you fix those issues very easy. You don't have to learn how 509 certificate works and figure all that out. You just say rotate -P means anything that has a problem, fix it for me. Oh, I like that. Yes, and then you can see everything is fixed. All good now. You can do a deploy again. Here is more like after you already set up Vault, how it looks like each time if you are going to, say, maintain your secrets. You will see both these lines are, it's not relieve secrets anymore. It shows you the change. So we're going to deploy. Obviously, this will work. But did you notice anything? So here, CA is being rotated, right? So for people who worked in CF early days, when you have to rotate a CA for nights or blob store, you may remember there's something like 3-step deploy and all that. But why here, deploy successfully. Why here, like what happened? Why only rotate the CA, right? How that happened and why and where. So I'm going through each of these here. So what happened here is we only rotated the CA, but didn't rotate any certificate it signed. But it still worked. So why? How? So the reason it works is so safe. In my previous slides, we talked about there's open source tool to work with this secret stuff. Safe is one of the CLI we use. It allows you keep the key. So when you renew the CA, you actually didn't change the key. You keep the key, so the certificate, any either intermediate cert or leaf cert signed by the previous CA will still be valid under the new CA. Now you may challenge why you do that, right? It's best practice to rotate the key and everything together for security reason. Why we do that? So we are all human. We have to this is we learned from really working with our clients. Basically, we work what's best practice, but also how human works. We found that in early days when we rotate a CA, we have to do 3-step redeploy and also maintenance window and all that. We found a behavior from our clients. Let's say, ideally, you may want to rotate things like very often, like at least a month, 3 months, or 6 months, or a year default. When they found out, I have to I have to deploy 3 times, and sometimes it expires before I get to it. It causes lots of trouble. So they decide, I'm going to extend the expiration that CA to 5 years. And then later, oh, no, 10 years. So I don't need to worry about it for 10 years. We're thinking, oh, no, that's not a good practice. But we also understand the pain of that. So that's how we increase the feature, allow you to still set a short expiration date, but it doesn't have to go through that 3-step deploy. So it's like a trade-off. But more importantly, you still have the option to rotate everything, to go through everything. This is just more for the situation you want to do this trade-off. So where you can do this? Obviously, you can actually integrate in pipelines, so you don't have to manually to do it, especially when you do it more frequently. Oh, actually, now the content is also published as a blog. So if you are interested in more details, you can go to read this blog. It's very well written. You can also reach out to us at info@FiveTwenty.io. OK, last, I'm going to show you this cool quote. I really like it. So basically, she told us, having a single source of truth while directly resolving every certificate and secret management issue we have faced over the past several years. And a true game changer. Yeah, that's very nice to hear. And we got permission. She agreed we put this here. So yeah, thank you.